Hi, a bit different video today here on the channel. Um, if you have not been keeping up with the MLB The Show 26 stuff, yesterday we got the gameplay trailer, which is our first look at MLB 26 and what the game looked like and all that. And there has been a lot of polarizing discussion, honestly, a lot of negative, not even that polarized, a lot of negative talk about the game. And I want to hop on here and just give my candid, uncut thoughts. I'm actually going to sound a little bit more, you know, elaborate than I at first expected it on this because this is my third time trying to record this. First time, I didn't like how I was talking. Second time, I thought it was a good video and the audio wasn't recorded like a doofus. So now we're doing it right on a third try. But these are just my candid thoughts and what's really going on in my head right now because while to many of you guys, if you just skip out and MLB The Show or, you just dump on the game for looking the same, then, whatever. But this is literally a game I make content on multiple channels here on YouTube. It's a big part of my life in a sense. Not only is got to the point where they send me stuff, it's gotten to a point where, I live and breathe this game every year and I want it to do well. And when I see negativity and a lot of, bad talk around it, it's disappointing. And I kind of want to talk about my thoughts on it all. Now that I've had a day to kind of sit down and, actually absorb what was shown in that gameplay trailer. So to start, the reason I'm even sitting down right here is thanks to a video someone else in the community made. Sorry, I'm trying to get to a specific timestamp here before I change scenes. Where is it? Right here. Mr. Kevin God. I mean, if you guys have been playing MLB The Show for a long time and you watch different MLB The Show creators, you know Kevin. He's not someone that gets too negative. He's not someone that even voices complaints too much. He just does his thing. And he made this video talking about MLB 26 and in general why he was disappointed with that gameplay trailer. Basically, the cliff notes are, I would watch his video because I enjoyed it, even to the point where it's made me want to sit down and talk about it myself. He basically says that the game doesn't live up to the $70 price point, and he understands how a lot of people, especially for years, we've had people talking about the graphics of the game. He gets where people are coming from with that because you could see, even from over the span of 10 years, this is MLB 17 to 25, not enough has changed here. And you could look at the feature list here. I went through and made a whole Twitter article about it because I found there was more to break down in the trailer when you're able to pause and look at it with the notes they put up on the blog and previous stuff and PlayStation listings. I don't know if there was enough in this video. I mean, I made this whole long write-up and a lot of it was just talking hypotheticals and what this stuff means. But let's just break it down quickly. Graphically, the only thing I maybe noticed was that there are these skin flakes on his arm. I don't know what the hell that is. I hadn't seen that before. And there was maybe some higher quality textures on the wristband here. That's the only thing graphically I noticed that was different. There was this bear down pitching feature, which looks like you'll be able to pitch with perfect accuracy, a couple pitches a game with the pitcher or something like that. Updated attributes, some new animations. They added the technically accurate Omaha field, Charles Schwab Field, to the road to the show. They have a whole Hall of Fame thing that you can get elected to the Hall of Fame, including this cutscene with people wearing suits that look like they're made out of rubber. Franchise trade hub. You're able to customize the hair tips on players. Storylines being back and WBC stuff in Diamond Dynasty. And the fact that it could all be summed up to one or two in general small things for all the modes except for Diamond Dynasty. And Diamond Dynasty is just, even still, it's just World Baseball Classic stuff, which might just be limited to World Baseball Classic cards. We'll have to see the full depth on that at least. Point is, as an overall product, year in and year out, there hasn't been enough that has been changed. And I think what Kevin got on about here and how I feel is kind of similar. Like there is something there with this game that has been too similar for too long, and it's disappointing that, it's a fine game at its core, it's a solid product, but it doesn't mean it should be the same when you're getting people to pay $70 a year. And there's been a lot of discussion on social media, especially here on Twitter. Definitely my favorite site for keeping my sanity. From a whole bunch of people, from different creators in the community, the people that don't even play MLB The Show, people that don't even play it much, talking about, man, the game looks the same, blah, blah, blah. People are going to war over this game. And a lot of it is just negative, and I think it's warranted. And you look at the graphics, that is the first thing you were able to see in that trailer, and you were like, man, that is exactly the same as 25. And I personally am someone that doesn't make priority in the graphics. Like, I want the game to look realistic and good, but I felt like MLB The Show was in a fine state for a while. But over the last year, when I started playing some other games like college football or just other games outside of the sports space and actually got to see some games, I'm like, man, those look great. I almost get more stunned that MLB The Show hasn't done anything graphically because it looked so good in the old days. Like this era on the left, that game was ahead of its time. No other game in the sports space really looked close enough with how the players reacted to lighting back then, how the jerseys fit on them, and the animations were pretty solid back then. But nowadays, too much is just the same from even back then, and it's a bit disappointing. And graphics are just one part of it. I mean, you look at franchise, too much is similar for too long. No online franchise, still something people have been begging for. In terms of Road to the Show, yes, over the last couple of years, they've changed some stuff, like how you upgrade your player to adding college last year. And now we're getting this Hall of Fame stuff. Like, they're changes. But the question is it enough to warrant paying $70 every year? And then that be your product for the year. And then another year of small steps. I don't know. I really don't know. For me personally, I'm in a weird position because I make content on the game. I play it anyway because it's a baseball game. Like, I would be getting it no matter what. I like the current updates with the roster, keeping up with Diamond Dynasty content. Like, I do enjoy that stuff. But a large majority of people just don't play baseball games like I do. And there's not enough there to make people want to buy it right away. And I get why they feel that way. I went through the same type of thing with Call of Duty, where I played that game religiously from the early 2010s. And then that started to slow down after Black Ops 2, then to Call of Duty Ghosts. And then I went back to Black Ops 2, played that over Ghosts for the latter part of that game, played a bit of Advanced Warfare, but went back to Black Ops 2. And then eventually I just slowed down where I just barely played COD. It was a slowly decreasing thing. I had still pre-ordered them and played them. And then this year, literally, I hit that wall after giving Black Ops 6 one last hoorah of man, why am I even buying this game brand new every year? What do I get out of this? I spend $70, play a few weeks of camo grinding because I convinced myself I'm going to grind all the camos. I stop halfway through, or in Black Ops 6, I got it all done. And I recognize, man, I have nothing else I want to do on here. That's it. It's just the same Call of Duty experience. It's not like when I first got into it, when I was in love with it and could live and breathe that game. And I think that's kind of where a lot of people are with MLB The Show now. And I'm kind of getting there bit by bit. And I'm in a weird position because I'm at a position right now where I make content on this game a lot in baseball games on my main channel. And I don't know. I mean, right now, it's the first time in my head that I've thought that man, if it is going down this same path for say 5 years down the road, if we're in the same position as 5 years down the road, I could see myself not wanting to do this. And it's why I've been recently starting to do more variety. I have a channel called Scan Plays Games where I upload some gameplay of other games I've played, try to make videos like I do on the main channel. I'm getting this channel going in part because I like just hopping on and making videos like this that are just easier to make, just extra stuff for my normal videos. But I also want to start getting more new content going. I want to try new things, and I would love to get this channel up and going so we could sprinkle in some new content. And I really need, in my head, want to start doing that stuff because I can't see myself playing MLB The Show like I do right now forever. There's going to be that point where I hit that wall where I probably check out and I'm like, I'll play it and I'll hop on, but I can't make content on it for a job or a lot of my job. It's obviously not all I do, but it's a good portion of it. So seeing this announcement or the trailer and the reaction to the trailer right after was about the last thing I wanted to see. Like the same thing. And being realistic, there's more news to find out. I'm a Diamond Dynasty player at heart. I enjoy DD. I like new content and things to do on the game. At the end of the day, the game feels fun to play when I hop on it every so often. Like I feel, the gameplay is rewarding. And like when you're in a game, like I play on a 4K 240 hertz monitor. And when I hop on in the game with this OLED panel, like it looks good. I'm like, it looks pretty solid, but it should look better. And I think this kind of brings up another conversation. I've had it a bunch over the last couple of years, but I think it's just a sentiment more and more people start to feel where it's like when you play something so long and you're invested in it, you want it to come back to that point, right? You want to love a game like when you first got into it. And especially with the trajectory that this game is going, I don't think there's been enough change or enough that makes the game feel fresh and brand new to warrant that. And I don't think they've had that for a while now. Probably argue since MLB 21, since at least in 21, they added Xbox players. But probably go back even longer than that, depending on the modes that you play. And I'm just concerned because it does affect me when I see the negativity and how people receive the game. Like it's tough to hop on and have fun with something when the people that would likely be watching the video just don't care about the game. And I have to be fully invested in what I make content about because it's how I make good videos. It's when I'm invested and I love the product and I'm fully immersed in that world and I'm not letting any other exterior things affect my mentality. But it's tough to do when the very first trailer of the game, not only do I feel like, man, like I'll probably have some fun with it, but there's a lot of similar here. It's starting to become the most vocal take. When just even just a couple of years ago, I remember when I started to feel like, man, I'm starting to get tired of this. I'm going to take a step back and start playing a little less. I felt like I was like in such a minority with that. But now I just see the game getting dookied on all over social media. And like, it's warranted. I want to be clear. Just because I make content on the game and I've gotten to the point where SES knows me and they send me stuff. All that hoopla doesn't mean that I don't let that change my opinion. This Philly fanatic looks like he's made of Play-Doh. This was in an MLB The Show game for 2026. They showed in a trailer yesterday. And this is from the 4K version of the trailer. Just look how detailed like the dugout is. And you can kind of see Andrew Painter there in the dugout. But the fur on this thing, it's actually comical. Like you could only point and laugh at this. Even if it's just a couple second cutscene. If I was playing like a Phillies franchise, right? I'm a diehard Phillies fan. I'm trying to get to a World Series. But when I hop on into games and I see this, like so often, I could only point and laugh at it. Just like if I were to play Road to the Show, imagine if, I make a video about trying to make the Hall of Fame. This is obviously something I would actually do. And I get to that point after a lot of hard work, trials and tribulations of losing my mind. And this is the cutscene I see in celebration of that. People wearing suits looking like they're made of rubber. Like, look at how the suits react to the lighting. It's just like, it's so bad. They've been this way for a few years now. If you played Road to the Show, you've seen the suits. They just put all the suits on MLB players. It's like, that stuff is the stuff that takes you out of the game. And while graphics, especially in the gameplay, aren't my number one priority, when you see these things, they pull you from the immersion. You want to sink into a game and, its environment fully, especially like if in a baseball game, right? Like you're trying to recreate a broadcast. Say I like watching my Yankees every day, and I want to feel like I am in that scenario. I am watching a real life baseball game. But when I see a Philly fanatic walking around, looks like he's been colored in with crayons, then that pulls me out of it. And that's just the start of it. That's just the start of it. Because graphics are only a small piece of the conversation. Overall, I think throughout the game, you could probably exclude Diamond Dynasty from this. I don't think enough of the modes have improved year to year for the past, probably about 10 plus years for it to warrant $70 every year. And there might be some people that are like, man, Scan, maybe they don't sell as much. Maybe they just don't make as much money. This is a game that has been a top 15 selling game in the US for the past 4 years, and was a top 10 selling game from 21 to 23, I think. Feel free to fact check me on that. Point is, they have been a top selling game. They are amongst the other sports games. Obviously, Madden and 2K, I think they're just on other levels. They're so easy to pick up. It's like a different level of cultural phenomenon than you get with MLB The Show. But it's up there with those games, even if they're a little bit behind. And they just keep on releasing similar stuff year in, year out. It's concerning. A bit concerning. And I feel like more people start to be in my position where we're like, man, I can't see myself playing this game as much as I used to. I don't see that day ever coming. That I feel like it's like doom and gloom. And I'm not a doom and gloom person. If anything, I irrationally try to find the good in stuff. That's just the person I am. But it's tough to believe in something and want to fully invest, your day-to-day into it, whether it's just playing a game or maybe you're someone like me who wants to make content about something. When the people who are releasing the product don't even seem to believe in it, or not much changes. I know I'm drawing comparisons to other games, but I also play Destiny 2 in my free time. I know you're probably Scan. Great choice in games in your free time. You played Call of Duty. Now we're talking about Destiny 2. But that game has gone through their fair share of trials and tribulations this past year because they just haven't been releasing things to do on that game. And the thing that people loved before, it's just never been the same. And more people are falling off and stopping playing that game. I got into more recently, so I'm not in the same exact boat as everyone else. But point is, this isn't the only game that this is happening to. This isn't unique to the show. And I think the key difference, though, is that it's still just a top game. And I have no idea what it's going to take for them to make drastic changes. And that's why I feel sad about it. Because I want it to be good. I want to invest in it like I used to. At the very least, I want the game to be enjoyable for more people. Just because I like baseball. I got into baseball as much as I did a lot of the time because of baseball games when I was younger. And seeing this just makes me sad. It really does. It's wasted potential. When I played this game and got into it all the time in 19, all the way to 2021, my expectations were to the moon. I was like, man, how good this game is and how much I love it. Imagine what else they could keep doing. Maybe they add an online franchise back. There'd be so many more features in Diamond Dynasty. Oh, just imagine how good the game looks on PS5. Yeah. So those are just my candid, uncut thoughts. Like I've mentioned, as you care about me and my videos and what I do on here, I don't think it's gonna slow me down heading into the year. It If anything, what I'll be doing more of is going live. I've been streaming a few days a week now. Trying to play other games. Recently, we've been playing college football, doing a dynasty on there. I'm on my main channel. We're probably gonna mess around with some CFB. Give that go for a couple videos, like Road to Glory. I do want to make a video on that for that channel. In terms of other stuff, I mean, I have a variety channel where I'm going to keep posting stuff. But point is, I want to really use this year to do some more new, because we are already just a month from the new game. We haven't even gotten much news in the game. And I don't picture my optimism for the game getting any more. I don't see it getting any better for now. So if that's the case, I'm going to start putting some effort elsewhere and start doing more new stuff. So if you enjoy my stuff, make sure you follow the Twitch, because we'll be streaming there a bunch, starting off with a bunch of other games. I have a bunch of single player games I want to go through. I found a lot of fun in other games, and I think in a sense, recognizing that has made MLB The Show seemingly a worse experience, but so be it. So be it. I guess I should also mention here, because this is entirely uncut, I want to make sure I cover all of the bases here. Like I mentioned before, I am in a relationship with SDS. No, I'm not dating them, you creep. I have gotten stuff sent to them in the past, including this year. And there have been a whole group of people that think me or like other people talk positively about the game or whatever, because we've gotten sent stuff and SDS is like, ooh, you guys got to talk about this. Ooh, you can't talk about this. Ooh. But I don't make any money from them. There is no contract from them that has ever said, hey, don't talk negatively about the game. I will mention, this is just for clarification's sake, that has been a part of me previously commentating for them. I used to do some commentary in the esports side of things with them, where I would commentate MLB The Show tournaments, where if I were live on their channel with them, they basically would say, like, don't talk about things negatively. Like, sometimes in those tournaments, people would come on into the chat and make accusations about players. They'd make negative comments about how the game was played, whatever. Or if the game was like it would freeze during a broadcast, they would just try to say to keep things in a positive light, keep the conversation off of that stuff. And like, it makes sense. Like, if you're commentating a tournament and the game bugs out for a moment, do they really want the commentators be like, oh man, it sucks that the game doesn't play right? No. So like, that is specifically been the only time anything like that has ever happened. I give all my honest takes here on social media, albeit I don't always publicly talk about my thoughts, because I don't like engaging in, the really two-sided debates like you see all the time. And at the end of the day, it's just a video game, even if it means more to me. It's just a game we're talking about here. So I stay back from some tough conversations because I just try to make the fun of it, not just for myself, but in my content. I don't like being negative in my content. So if you see me not talk about stuff, it's not because I'm shilling for SDS or I'm trying to like put them off in a better light. I'll be honest, especially talking to friends, I talk a lot of crap about the game. I really do. I just get picky in how I talk on social media here, because I recognize that people watch me for X and Y, and sometimes I don't want to bring the negative energy, because like when I first got into watching YouTube, I just watched dudes play games and have fun. I didn't watch them hop on and shit on games about how bad they are. And I'm just not an intrinsically negative person like that. I don't just dump on the game just to dump on the game. I like to only talk about it in times like this, when things pop up that I feel like I just need to talk about. So hopefully I got all my points across. If there's anything you want to get from this video, I am also among the boat of people that are disappointed with the news we got. The lack of new stuff, and felt like it was worth vocalizing and maybe trying to explain not only what I think, but where I think other people are coming from. Because I'm seeing so much debate, a lot of people trying to make one side or the other. But at the end of the day, we all play games for different reasons. We all find the love for different games for different reasons. And at the end of the day, I think everyone wants the best for MLB The Show. I mean, I think some people actually want the game to die. That is genuinely a thing I think some people think. But a lot of people want the best for the game, and we all just think that comes from doing different things. And we don't get any benefit in pointing fingers at each other or going at each other for our opinions on the game. If you really don't like something and you find love in other stuff, I want to emphasize that. Like, if you don't love this game, if you're someone who is disappointed with the product and you have found other games that you enjoy, then absolutely do not feel forced to buy the game. But also recognize there are people like me and others who do social media. No matter what, I think it would take a lot for me to boycott or not play the game, because I do genuinely enjoy the game. I would be playing it year. I play it because I enjoy it. I would genuinely keep playing it as long as I keep enjoying it. And if there was ever a time where I just hated it and never wanted to play it again, I'd stop. But right now I enjoy it too much, despite it still being as similar as it is, which is honestly kind of sad in a sense, if you really think about it. But also, I mean, I think there is still fun to be had. My recommendation to most people, especially this year, if you bought MLB 25 and you played that game and you see this news and you're not happy with it, would highly advise just waiting a few months at the very least to pick it up. Because it truly is not worth $70. I'll say it right now. In my head, this game does not seem worth $70. And even though they're doing a 10% discount for people, if you previously got a digital deluxe edition, probably not worth the $90 that you get it for. So if you're in that position, it is very rational to wait a while before getting it, or even just skipping out on the game. For me, the thing carrying my excitement is the World Baseball Classic stuff. I want to play that right away. I love the WBC, especially after the last time. I've become more of a baseball nerd over the last couple years, especially. So I see WBC. That's the thing pulling me in this year. That's part of the reason why I want to play it, because I want to play that stuff early on. But as an overall product, I'm being honest with you, it's, if I were someone who didn't make content on it, especially, and didn't really nerd out on baseball like I did recently, then like I probably wouldn't have picked it up right away. Especially after that trailer, it would have not given a positive impression. So I want you all to know that I understand how you feel with that. And if you're someone who also just gets the game and you do have fun, I don't want you to let this video take away from that fun. That's why I don't like talking about games like this negatively too often, because at the end of the day, a lot of times people have fun with stuff, and I don't want to make them feel like they are invalid in any way for having fun with something. And if by chance anyone at SES is watching, I know they have watched my content before. There's some sort of a chance they're watching this. I want to be clear, none of this is direct attacks towards developers and the people that directly make the game. And I understand there are probably multiple reasons this could be happening, not just developers being complacent or people, bad actors in the company. There's so many things that go behind making games, especially since they're owned by a company like Sony. I've seen them in other games owned by Sony where you see layoffs and things like that are directed by people up above because they got profits they want to make. They got investors, so many different things. There's so many factors of what could cause a game to be in a position like MLB The Show is right now. And I don't want to point fingers at just them or anyone specifically. I just want to point out the problem with the product and in general, how people are receiving it. Because I'm definitely not alone in this. I've seen this a lot. And why I'm even sitting here is because someone like Kevin made a video talking about it. So I cannot recommend enough. Watch his video if you want to hear some more, diehard nerds talk about why maybe they aren't happy with the product themselves or them kind of learning how other people feel, I would suggest watching Kevin's video here. I'll link it in the description and I'll pin a comment with it. It's a good watch. And Kevin's one of my favorite creators. He's one of the few people I still watch all the time. Someone who makes the game all the time. Just fun, cool person. Someone I look up to in this space. So I can't recommend this video enough. And if by chance SES is in here and you want to hear some other thoughts, I talked about him, I think, in one of the other videos we made here on the channel, Soft Drink TV. He's made some other good videos. He's someone who's hopped around other sports games too, even some older games, and does a good job of putting thoughts to good, understandable, comprehensive videos. And he did a good job of talking about the trailer and the game, basically. So if I would recommend watching stuff, watch those two if you want to see more stuff like that. I also made a video yesterday breaking down the trailer and going that slow-mo bit by bit, my first reactions. So if you want to see that, feel free to watch that. We'll be covering all the news stuff here as well as we find out more. On the channel, we're just going to be posting a bunch of other stuff, just extra stuff that doesn't get uploaded on the main. So make sure you sub here for more Scanned. That's why it's called Scan Plus. Yeah. I guess that's it. I've yapped for 30 minutes now. Make that an hour, 20 minutes from all my time recording. My throat is starting to hurt. Have a good day. I hope you find fun in MLB 26, because so far, I'm concerned.